Welcome back to another episode of the Happy No Fear podcast. I'm your host, Chase. And on this week's episode, we are still in Barcelona, where we got a chance to sit down with my friend who started writing graffiti in 1984 in England. That's 1984. Hugely influenced by the New York scene, obviously, but very interesting on so many levels as far as design, his abstract approach to graffiti, his studio work. We talk about all that, early beginnings and influences. So without further ado, I give to you Mr. SheOne. Happy accidents.
Yeah.
And we are live.
We're live. We're recording, darling. Just the three of us. And
just the three of us.
And a dish of mussels.
And a dish of mussels. I just had some mussels in Brussels. I guess it's mussel season again.
I don't know. You were painting that club. Huh?
Yeah, it was... It's kind of like a concert hall, and my friend is a stand-up comic, and so she's turning it into a comedy club.
Oh, okay.
And also a school in the daytime. It's a proper venue, historical building, all these things. And
yeah.
We had some muscles in between. Hey, Alfred, this is personal, man.
Bertie.
Oh, that's Bertie.
Oh, is Bertie?
Yeah, he's the new one. He's a puppy.
He's checking out me bollocks.
Yeah.
Which is what it is. But yeah, presentation, that's... I think you're incredible at that. Just from looking at your Instagram, super inspiring. I go there a lot.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful decisions. Something's being said other than just presenting the work, which can get really... Just like, okay, here's the thing, but you place it.
Like you're getting a piece of my personality.
Exactly, yeah.
I had a gallerist from England come over to visit, and he came and hung out for a day, and he was like, it was good. He was like critiquing some of my work, but he was saying his favorite thing is just my arrangements of my works.
Yeah.
And, how about we do an exhibition like that, where it's just little setups.
Yeah.
Instead of just
I think that would be
on
very
one
interesting.
piece,
Like sort of like creating, maybe you'd live in that space for a while, and then, the work you would, present
it needs an interesting place to do it. That's what's inspiring.
Right.
It wouldn't work in a white room.
That's what I mean. But if you lived and worked there for a while,
if it was
like
in
your
a house
studio,
or something,
then
you could like go around the house just making all these,
Yeah.
But I kind of got that. I guess I got that from Richard Prince, really.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the first guy who made me realize that like anything can be art.
Yeah.
Just how you present it.
Right.
Because he built this installation called First House in Uptown New York, and it was just a really small drywall house. And then he was installing some of his works in there. And he had a fireplace. And draped on the fireplace, he had a Sex Pistols kind of flag, just with two things holding it up, and then a little painting of his above. And it's like
that was the vibe. Art.
Yes,
exactly.
Okay, yeah. Like I feel that.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
I wanted that.
Yeah. They're doing that.
They're just like yeah. I don't know how that was probably 20 years ago. Yeah. I still like Richard Prince. One of my favorite.
Yeah, I'm not
artists.
terribly familiar. I'm embarrassed to say. I know he's a big name and everything, but for some reason
he's
I
one
never
of America's most successful artists.
Yeah. I'm not terribly familiar.
Yeah, he has different phases. Some of it's good, but he just bangs it all out.
Yeah,
But I like that. I like artists who work in all different manners, and you don't know what they're going to do next.
Yeah,
but then over the time they create. So sometimes they're painting real paintings, sometimes it's photographs. I like when artists are working across mediums and just whatever it takes to get an idea out.
Yeah, the fluidity of things, and
Well, that's all you're doing is trying to transmit an idea,
right,
and hopefully make something that's never been seen before. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the way you're doing it. I just feel the designer in you. Obviously you're a painter, but there's those are design sensibilities that just come across, and I appreciate that because that's not you don't really find that too often. An artist that paints, but then also because design is totally different from painting, obviously.
Yeah.
But when the two can blend and merge, and there's enough of both in the one thing, then I think it's enriched in a beautiful way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's... Well, one of the great things about coming through graffiti is there's no school for it.
Right.
So there's no rules, you just... And the whole point of graffiti is presenting yourself, and all you've got is a tag, and that's it. So it's up to you to, a tag isn't enough, right?
Yeah.
You got to embellish it.
Right.
So how are you going to do that?
And then the style of the tag and yours is, again, so it's such a design thing in and of itself. It's a logo almost, but it's not.
It is a logo now.
Yeah.
It took a long time to come to that.
Yeah.
It's not like I just dreamt it up one day. Spent 20 years with a really...
Right.
With it changing and going through the various fashions of graffiti. But one day it just solidified.
Yeah. Fat marker, close together, right?
Yeah,
no space
really,
between the upper and the lower. Yeah.
Yeah. It's solid now.
Solid.
But now, you see, it's done.
You think it's I think it's extra now.
I don't know. I feel like, that's my tag now. I don't know.
You can't remix it again.
It's like now that it's kind of logo-fied into that.
Yeah. It's like a Futura-esque kind of thing now. Like he can't change his tag either.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah. Or he shouldn't,
Yeah. Now it's like a brand identity.
Right.
So, and it's so easy just to put that on something.
Yeah.
And when I do put it on like a painting or an image, it always gets more likes because it's got the tag on it. So for me, it's always more interesting not to have it featured at all.
So when it does pop up, it's an occasion. It's a moment.
Yeah.
Right? And people notice that. It's scarce. You're not throwing it on everything.
No, I try not to.
Right.
Yeah. You can't just sign everything.
Yeah. And certain paintings is exactly true. You can't sign them.
No.
Because if you sign them, it takes away from the whole thing. It's
Well, it ruins the scale.
Right.
I mean, one of the things that I learned early on from painting graffiti on walls was the scale. Because I always had this kind of spacey idea that wild style letters had their own scale. And I always found that was ruined when people put painted characters in it. Because the characters suddenly gave it
a
scale.
Right.
And that used to bum me out.
Because
they made everything smaller.
Yeah. Because you could also feel how tall the guy was who painted the character. If it's you have an idea this is not above 2 meters, so then that tells me how big the wild style is.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I come from that kind of the Ram Z kind of school of everything's weaponized and you've got to be taking out everyone around you, otherwise it's not worth painting, right? I'm there to do burners, not make a nice picture.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you want it to have the impression that it's bigger than it is, and heavier than it is.
Yeah.
And you can do that in painting. You can make a painting that's very spatial and it's you don't know what the point of scale is. But as soon as you put a reference in, even a tag,
right,
that suddenly, you're suddenly fucking with that.
Yeah.
And it's no, you need to...
the guys that paint on rice?
Yeah.
What if you got one of those brushes and then you sign your work with a really small tag? And people think, man, this is a massive piece, man. How big is this piece?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think I used to do that. I used to try and do my tag as small as possible.
Yeah.
And also not do any writing on it.
Right.
You know, just keep it to actually make a painting on a wall.
Yeah.
Which was that was a real turning point when I figured that out. When I stopped going to the Hall of Fame or the spot, I didn't take an outline. I just took a bag of paint and it's like, okay, I'm going to go and make a painting.
Right.
And that was a real breaking point, you know,
that was
when
big.
I made that decision.
That was big when we saw that style, you know, I think.
Okay.
First.
Yeah.
It was sort of like, this is interesting. It's like a pattern almost. It's camo inspired, maybe.
Yeah.
Is it letter still?
Yeah.
It was total like abstraction of the letter form. And then the decision of that, right, was, it wasn't, that sort of experimentation wasn't around yet, I don't think.
A little bit.
I mean, maybe Lumet was going in some directions, but pulling in things, but just minimizing and then just stating with a few colors. You know, at least in my circle in Belgium at the time, it was like, wow, that's a very interesting direction. You know, decision to make.
Yeah. Well, I didn't make it in a vacuum. You know, it came from John One. Okay. Obviously. And shout out John One.
Okay.
And,
so a French influence.
Yeah, I really liked his work. And then obviously from New York, Tox, Toxic, and A1. Those guys, what they were doing was really amazing, and they were already doing it on canvas. At that time. And
they had those abstractions already going.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And there's another guy called Vulcan.
Vulcan, it sounds familiar.
Yeah, who I really liked.
And this is what year are we talking? Just so we all know.
Ooh.
Because we're talking...
When I started doing that, it was like early 90s.
Right.
I guess mid-90s. Yeah. But then the style that I'm doing now, that's kind of locked in, I've been doing, I don't know, 15 years maybe?
Yeah.
But I only paint letters, you know. For me, graffiti is layering. Text is my subject. The alphabet is my subject. So when I paint a wall, I'm painting letters, you know. I'm painting for my peers. That's what graffiti is. You're not painting for the public. You know, you're trying to, you know, take out everyone around you. It's like cause some stress.
So that's still actually how you feel when you approach a wall. Like, fuck the viewers, fuck the passersby who want to take selfies and all this shit.
Yeah.
No, you're painting for that club.
I'm painting for my peers.
For your people,
Yeah.
And if other people appreciate, that's fine, but that's secondary.
Oh yeah. It's not.
That's not at all the thought.
No.
So it's like, okay, this is Mike Tyson shit. Come on now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You know, I want the guys who inspired me to start to see it and be like, oh shit, I got to step my game up again.
Yeah, that's the graffiti mentality.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
you got to burn. Act like
first
gonorrhea.
You have to burn yourself.
Yeah,
because you got to keep.
You got to keep searching.
Going back. Yeah, but it's the same with my paintings. Obviously, not the more graphic ones, which are like the Marlborough paintings or whatever, but the abstract painting is all lettering based. There's always a layer. I've abstracted it to a point where it's personal information that you're receiving, you know, as opposed to like coloring by numbers.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know who started talking about abstract graffiti. That term came up a while ago, and I always get labeled like that. But in a way, it's true because I'm abstracting the alphabet. So I have a subject. It's not abstract in the...
Yeah.
There's no subject.
Yeah.
It's abstract because it has a subject.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's interesting. There's a lot of abstract painters now. All of a sudden, I think, not necessarily. Maybe the subject is, it's all feeling. If that can even be a subject, But
Yeah.
and sometimes I feel like it's not, in a way, not allowed to do that because you got to go through technique and you got to end up in abstraction rather than start with it. Sometimes I used to think, but maybe, it, you know, it's all good as long as you're creating.
Yeah, I can't tell because my path's so well defined from Subway up.
Right.
From my initial starting point.
Yeah. When did you start? When was it?
1984.
84, huh? And,
yeah.
And where did you start?
I was in London.
In London, yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
I was
84 in London.
I was a teenager at school.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a cliche, but I saw Malcolm McLaren Buffalo Girls video with Dondi,
right,
painting in it, and Keith Haring, and it's like, okay, and the Blondie video for Rapture.
Yeah,
I kind of came in it like that, and then Subway Art came out that year. And then once you get that, it's like,
that's curtains. That's and this is
something's going on. Of course, at the time, we didn't realize that was all finished.
Yeah.
That book marked the end of an era.
Right.
But for us teenagers, I was like, oh, this is the real deal. This is something. And also, there was a really good crew in London called the Chrome Angels.
Yeah.
Well, they were called the Trailblazers at the time. Mo2, shout out Mo2, and Zaki D. And, they were painting in Covent Garden, and they painted some hoardings in the Opera House, and graffiti writers and breakers used to all meet in Covent Garden on Saturdays just to meet up and hang out. So that was the first time I really saw graffiti like to scale, like you could touch it. And it's like, okay, this is what spray paint looks like up close, and it kind of made it real, So
must have been magical times.
I don't know, it's just teenage shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it was.
Yeah. Because then when you start, you pick up your first spray can, you have your own try and everything.
Oh yeah, which is horrendous.
Yeah,
but only for about 10 years. Just stick with it.
Only for about exactly.
Yeah,
and it is, but it's just I still trip on the fact that there's paint in a can and you press a button and paint comes out exactly the color all the time.
Yeah, it's awesome. And also the fact that the important thing for me is that, I mean, the medium is the message, right? I mean, the point of Subway Art is that, firstly, spray paint was not meant to be used for making art.
Right.
And secondly, the trains weren't built to be painted.
Exactly.
So you put those two things together.
Yeah, you get something.
Yeah. But then beyond that, it's the intelligence of those young people, those teenagers running around New York, to say that your own name could be an identity.
Yeah.
And that could be a subject. It's like absolutely outstanding. No one's ever done that before.
Right.
Just like, I am the subject.
Yeah. I am somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. And I am the medium and my name. Of course, ironically, you make up a pseudonym to hide behind, like a superhero character.
Yeah, exactly.
But then that gives you the structure.
Right.
Because once you have the name, and then that gives you that can feed you the language and the style to build off. That's what gives you it's like Vulcan. I mean, Vulcan. It's got this kind of godlike.
It's mythical already.
It's mythical already. Yeah.
It's from the start. It's it's like it's the mask you can wear where you can be everything you can be in your private life in a way, and you put it all out there.
Yeah. That's why I love the A1. Wow, A1. That's it. Top of the list. There's no you can't go okay, rock and roll, and then like Zephyr and Futura. It's like it's just this whole language. I guess I was just lucky to be a teenager at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, teenagers still do it. I mean, graffiti's never going anywhere.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things like skateboarding or playing guitar, which somehow all teenagers do it for a minute.
Yeah.
And it's become part of kind of teenage
coming of age,
yeah, and they'll be a graffiti writer and they'll tag for one summer and do a few things, and then
and steal some shit and break a window or two, and
and then every now and again one of them will break through and keep going,
and become a proper bandit or a proper whatever,
yeah.
And what did you start right away with SheOne, or did you have another name?
No, I wrote my name, James. Oh, my first ever tag was Wiz.
Wiz, no shit.
Yeah, and my friend wrote Picasso, so we were Wiz and Picasso. Yeah. It was like,
nice. Fantastic.
Yeah. No, she.
Because she is it's a very punk name, right?
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it's also funny, but it's also like it's confusing from the get.
That was part of it.
Yeah. So you intentionally already like, if I'm gonna do a pseudonym, then might as well add some mystery to it. Could this be a girl?
Well, that was it. Yeah. I mean, at the beginning, I was marking around like She-Rock and then SheOne, and then SheOne stuck in the end. But that was part of the thing, because I'd read this Andy Warhol quote where he was talking about being talked about is being famous.
Yeah.
So you don't need to be somewhere if people are talking about you.
Right.
It's
super smart and exactly.
And the word she is used every day by everyone, like in conversation and in print. And
it's like, everywhere.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
Smart, man. But I didn't look at it that way.
Like, she said this. Like,
Oh, she did? Oh.
But also, it was kind of punk, and it made my friends laugh that I was writing she.
Yeah.
I just liked the S. That's, for me,
the S is a good one.
Super tough letter.
Yeah. That's how I chose my name, too, out of a dictionary. Because Chase happens to be an actual name, which I didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
My name could have been Table or whatever. Yeah. But I like that S, man. I gotta have an S.
Yeah, you gotta have an S. I mean,
everyone's first letter is an S.
Yeah, right. Obviously Z is like the ultimate graffiti letter. Yeah. But it's hard to get a good name with Z in it.
Yeah.
That hasn't been.
My friend has a good one, Zenith.
Yeah, I mean, that's hardcore, isn't it?
That's up there, man.
But that's laying it out there, so you better live up to that.
Oh, he's doing it. Yeah. In a different realm, but he's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like the SheOne. It works all right. Yeah, it's funny now. But, I mean, at a certain point, there's no going back.
Yeah, you're just attached, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I write other things, just for like. Sometimes I write my name.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, because I like it.
Yeah,
it works.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I like that too, Ralph or something. Just like to flip it again now.
Yeah.
Instead of all the way, just. It was also cool that, like, for example, like Stay High or something, they would put their address number behind. Stay High 140.
Yeah.
147, 149.
Yeah, and the 149. Well, that's because they had the street system in New York.
Right.
Because in London, we didn't have that.
Oh.
So you had to rock a number. If you were rocking a number, it had to be kind of relevant.
Yeah.
And Zachy D from the Chrome Angels, his name is Dan. And, I mean, he still paints. And one day he was writing Dan 1. And I was like, oh, yeah. You've got to get 1.
Yeah, the oneer and oneer. And all
that. Because once you have that, it's like, okay, you're laying it out there like you're the first,
Oh, yeah. You're first in my name, first in my blood, or whatever.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, you were the first. Because we didn't have the street numbers. So.
Yeah. Is that why Can 2 is 2? Was there another Can?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Yeah.
Or Mode 2.
Yeah. Was there Mode 1? Maybe.
I don't think so.
And if there was, I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
Mode 1. And
before Mode Hero Artis, which I really like that name.
Artis.
Yeah, with Z.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Z at the end.
Yeah. Which I thought was cool. Yeah. It's like Days. You know Days
Yeah.
from New York. Yeah, his other name is Chill too.
Yeah.
Well, I love that.
Yeah.
Chill
Chill
too.
2 is good.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be funny if he'd got famous under that name.
Yeah.
And then Days had become his second name.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know. I think everyone has these, like, because once you've invented one alter ego and defined a style for it, you can do another one.
You can do another one.
It's like doing another brand.
Right. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
You can come up with another character.
Yeah.
Like it's like James' pieces I do are totally different.
Yeah.
It's like, it's another guy.
Yeah. It's another guy. Yeah. I like that. I've been thinking about stuff like that too. Because I've been a little bit all over the place, but I'm finally landing somewhere now where I'm at least a little bit happy about what I do.
You should be happy by now. Come on.
You know, I'm happy. I'm happy, but you know, it's still that search for like, I want more of me in there somehow. I want everything that I know to be in every piece. It's, you know.
You will get over that.
Yeah, no, I am getting over that. But then I'm like, you know, it would be very interesting, you know, to do another thing completely, but then it seems like so much work, and I'm, you know, it's all already.
But you say that now.
Until you do it.
In 5 years' time.
That's also
if you'd been doing it for 5 years, you wouldn't say it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, like tomorrow you could start a new Instagram account under a different name, write a different profile,
I think I want to do
and make different work in that aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like, it's, I mean, now it's, you know, I mean, musicians do it all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you get like some, you know, heavy metal guys who are in really famous.
Yeah, like the Rage Against the Machine guys. They all split up in different bands.
The bass player from Anthrax, you know, he's just got a new album out, and it's not even heavy metal.
Yeah. Well, Scott Ian.
It's more like folky, personal.
Yeah. No, it's really good. But I guess if you have critical interest, you know, some critical mass or something, I think maybe then it's a little bit easier to split off, because the interest is already there, because there's people so interested already. You know, I guess
I've thought about it, because obviously doing like the Marlboro pieces and some collage things, they're getting away from graffiti. They don't make sense in the lineage from my wild style. And it's like, well, should I present that separately? But then I think, no, it's all me.
Oh, it's all human. So I wouldn't, you know, like, by the way, like, I don't, when I look at your work, which I love, and again, we talked about the presentation and everything before, which is that design aesthetic that's so rare, I feel, to find well executed. Can I have one of them?
Yeah.
Over this vape. Is it mental? Nice. It's a double.
Double click.
It's one click and 2 clicks, and we're in Kansas.
Yeah. Everything turns color.
Exactly.
Green.
Psychedelic. What was I saying?
Presentation.
Yeah, the presentation. Design. Oh yeah, that alter ego thing. Oh yeah. It would be, because I've been so, whenever my approach has been like, when I get to paint a wall, right? When I hook it up, which is half of my battle always, which I've gotten pretty good at. I can talk people into giving me that wall in that good location.
Yeah.
And when I put that first spray on there, I'm like, yes, this is the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
Right? So then I always wanted to, especially in America as an immigrant, I wanted to put my best efforts, my best energies in that wall.
Yeah.
You know, I did want to communicate to people, because I wanted to see if I can get more walls, you know, early on.
Yeah, of course.
And so, but I have this whole other side that's, you know, less on the Zen side, let's say, less on the let's spread happiness around the world. You know, there's also some critical stuff, some trauma, you know, depressed sides, like all that stuff. I want to put
that.
But I want to also give that a thing, like sort of like the yin to my yang. You know what I mean?
Well, I think
that would be interesting. I think
more honest about that,
right?
You know, because everyone has doubt about their work.
Mm.
You know, my mantra is like crushing self-doubt or crushing toys daily. You know? Take your pick. But that's it. It's the flip of a coin, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how you feel.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can't do your best work all the time.
Right.
You know, there's no such thing.
Yeah.
You can't be on top of it, or you can't. And also, you don't know what's going to stick.
Also, yeah.
You know, you got to make 10 paintings at least to get one half decent painting.
Right. I agree with that.
And you need time and space.
Right.
You need to, those paintings, you don't know how good they are for 5 or 10 years.
Right.
It's only when you look back.
Yeah.
And you go, shit, that's a banger.
Yeah,
I should have kept that one down.
I feel...
And also now when I look back, I see a painting from like 2002 and I love it.
Yeah.
And it's like, shit, but I can't do that painting now.
That's what I'm saying. You cannot do it.
I'd love to be able to do it.
For some reason, it's impossible, right? I've had that thing too.
You
know, most of the things I really don't like. I'm like, I'm glad that's, no longer.
I don't mind the bad ones because it's only self-editing because someone else will love it.
Right.
You can't decide what people are going to like.
That's true.
So,
but I can break down why that is not a good painting for myself.
Well,
about my own stuff,
That's okay.
And if someone likes it, well, they don't have that sift, that filter that maybe I have.
Yeah,
but trust me, if I break it down to you why that painting is not good, I think they will understand. But then I stop myself and I'm like, who cares about that? They're enjoying it, right?
Yeah,
let them enjoy it.
Because I get a lot of love for my my 90s graffiti, which is the transition phase from just straight up ripping off New York to finding my own voice. So, but I get a lot of love for all that work. And I can't stand it. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I look at it and it just leaves me cold. I know I painted it and I was there and it's like, but.
Because it was a journey too where you landed after. So it was a fun journey, but I really dig where I ended up actually,
Yeah. I didn't honestly know what I was doing at the time. I don't think anyone honestly knows what they're doing. It's just gut feeling.
Yeah, I always like the phrase, a songbird has to sing, and for some reason, we have to make what we have to make. And, that's it. And it's good not to judge it. And it's nice to see that in other people,
Yeah.
That, they have to, they're restructuring and organizing their life in such a manner that they get to keep making more work.
Yeah.
That's something in and of itself, right? A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Or, they suppress or they, whatever it is. But to keep on the path of, creating and being involved with color composition, looking at things, studying things, I appreciate when I see others do that because I'm doing that, And so I like, when people go past like the 10-year mark already, I'm like, okay, that's an interesting person to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Because my son, he started writing graffiti. He's 18 now.
Mm-hmm.
But a few years ago when he was like 15, he's like London boy.
Yeah.
So he's like had a crew and they were like doing track sides.
In it?
Yeah, in it, right. And
all right.
So,
and you were like, let's see how long this lasts.
No, because
could be a phase.
He was kind of like trying not to show me his tag style, And I said, I don't want to see it. I said, if you're still doing it in 10 years, I'll have a look.
Good point.
But, otherwise I'm not.
Yeah, because you're going to get too excited.
And fussed.
You'll get too excited about it. Or all of a sudden you're like in some sort of a real mentor position, obviously. But then if his heart's not really in it, then it's a waste of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, good.
Yeah. It's a very Zen, that,
Yeah.
No, sit in meditation for, 31 days and then we'll talk.
Well, yeah.
Or something like that,
Yeah. Why not? Just chill for 10 years.
Right.
Just...
And he's still at it? No? Ah, you called it. What? See? And it's cute. That's good. You had a little phase.
Yeah.
But
maybe he'll get into it later. Yeah. No, he wants to be a photographer. So now he's really focused on that, which is great.
That's good.
But for that, I'm very encouraging.
Yeah.
So I'm helping him as much as I can.
And probably in a slightly easier path, to be honest. Or not, actually, because everyone is a photographer now with these cell phones.
Fashion photography. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. Does he have his daddy's eye?
I don't know. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to tell, isn't it? I think the important thing is that he has an eye.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully what I've given him is that.
Right.
It's just that, oh yeah, you can do what you want.
Right.
Stick with it.
Right.
You know. Because I think my father gave me my eye.
Mm.
Just because a lot of his friends were artists, musicians. And, you know, when I was a kid, I was going to galleries and music shows and festivals. And there was always musicians hanging out in our house. We'd go to people's houses who were artists, and it was part of the social malaise when I was a kid. So for me, it was like, oh, this is normal life.
Right.
You know? So, and hopefully I've given him that as well.
Yeah.
Because
I think that's a great exposure, you know, for a kid to be around. Everything.
Yeah, because he's met a lot of people that he doesn't know he's met. Like in terms of like artists.
That's the best.
You know what I mean?
He's like, oh yeah, I met him when I was 7.
Yeah.
You know, later that's going to all like mean a whole lot more.
You know, he's been to a lot of gallery shows, and
that's the coolest.
That he probably doesn't realize, but you know, when he's older, it'll make some sense. But then he's got to do what's right for his generation,
right?
You know,
how do you look at all that? You know, we're all super connected. I was just talking to Zozen a little bit ago about how, you know, when we sort of got started, and you're a little bit older than us, but it must have been even, you know, just to see any work made, any picture, any book, anything was such a rarity. It was like, wow, we got to look at something today.
Yeah.
Right. And now it's sort of like you scroll down the timeline.
Yeah.
And it's like you see, I mean.
Well, now you see it being made because people are posting videos of them. Actually, like, hey, I'm in Miami.
Good point.
I'm painting.
Yeah.
Look, and you're seeing it happen in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, which is a shame in a way.
It's a shame coming probably from your tradition, which is, you know, slightly more pure than mine.
Yeah.
But when I got to watch someone do a piece, I was learning, you know?
Oh, of course.
Like, I thought about it all wrong. You do that last, not first.
Oh, yeah.
You know, these are the steps.
Yeah.
Technique. Because when it's fully finished, it's a riddle. Yeah. Any piece you look at, it's like, okay, what happened first here?
Yeah.
Probably the sketch. We all know that. But then what happened first, and what's the layering system? And, you know? And so to be able to see that now, like those used to be guarded secrets.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Guarded secrets.
Well, that used to be the amazing thing, when we were kids, when you'd go to a graph spot and someone would be there painting. You'd be like, wow.
Yeah.
Can see somebody else doing it.
Never teach the Wu-Tang.
What are they doing? You know?
Yeah.
Which that was, you know, luckily there were quite a lot of kind of jams and festivals in the 80s and early 90s. So you did get access to seeing people painting.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like that. But the real breakthrough for me, I guess, was going to New York. Because
when did you go to New York first?
99.
Mm-hmm.
And I was introduced to Crash One,
mm-hmm.
who, shout out Crash, who really turned me on to the idea of being an artist and really representing what you do. Because
away from the street stuff, which is a different thing.
Well, he was super humble, super nice guy, and we just met up for breakfast, and he was looking at my work, and he was like, oh, I love it. Let me do you a show in New York.
Nice.
So he personally organized me an exhibition.
Amazing.
In New York in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
In the space of, there's an actor called John Leguizamo,
mm-hmm.
who has he had an actor's like working studio.
Okay.
So he organized me an exhibition there. Sorted
I didn't know
everything
that John was involved with stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, my champagne's no good for you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, him and Crash went to school together.
Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're like best.
No shit.
Best buddies.
Yeah.
Like that. And Crash is just like.
He talks like that.
Yeah,
he
him
talks
and Days.
like that.
Yeah.
All the fucking time.
Yeah, you get in the middle of
Fuck
them,
out of here,
and
huh?
it's like,
Come on.
yeah, it's like night on earth. You're just in this like slang.
You fucking kidding me? It was your coffee and cake line over here. It's flowing like mud. What are you gonna do?
I love it. I mean, Crash was very kind. He invited me to do the show, and then
That's great, man.
And then
what an entry into New York.
Well, I
vetted
said,
by him.
And I said, hey, I want to make the paintings in New York.
Yes.
I don't want to make them in London.
Yeah.
And he's like, cool, yeah, come and use my studio.
Nice, man.
So I spent 2 weeks in him and Daisy's studio.
Blessed.
Yeah, blessed.
Super blessed.
I brought my friend over to help me stretch and hang out and vibe. Just they had a radio in there tuned to classic rock. So I just spent a week in the Bronx, just submerged in their studio with all the history. You know, they got like old Futura canvases in there and like
nuts.
Just super cool.
Yeah.
And then I just made this body of work.
Yeah.
And then, you know, did the opening, and of course, like Lee Quinones was there.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Stash and all these people.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just so funny. It's just like, boom. Yeah. It's like, it's really funny though, because I learned that they referred to me as a European artist, which I quite liked. It's
Well, you
it's
are.
like, yeah.
You know, it's not. But
There was
like
even a point where Lee, this is hilarious, because at one point I looked over and Lee was chatting with my mother. And I was like, why is Zorro talking to my mum?
That's a moment.
I was like, don't call him Zorro. Don't call him Zorro. And but at one point, Lee was like, he was really looking at one of my paintings. And he was saying, what color is that? I was like, oh, it's just Krylon Burgundy. Damn, I've been using that for 20 years. But because of how you blend it, I had no idea.
Wow.
What, because I was doing these very abstract, blended, faded pieces, and it was completely different for them, you know. So, yeah. I was, but that really, I learned so much just from that.
Yeah.
Just in terms of even how to stretch a canvas.
Yeah.
Because before that, I had no idea. You know, Crash showed me, like, this is how you buy stretchers. This is, you know, put this together.
I've still never stretched a canvas. But that used to be a thing. Do you stretch your own canvas?
Oh, I do.
Yeah. No, but there was a question that people, it's like,
that's when
they want to know that. Yeah.
That's when the painting starts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When you're banging some tacks in the back of it.
Yeah. But the shoot gun,
Yeah, it's sort of, that's when you start to make it then.
Right. The energy already infuses into every
kind
part.
of. Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. I believe in that. I believe you energize things through attention and care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the piece I showed you that's on a piece of packing case.
Yeah.
Because I saw that frame. And it's like, oh, that's a painting.
Yeah.
So it just manifests from that. And the same with the Marlborough painting. I found a painting in the street. I was like, I'm going to paint over that.
Yeah.
And it became the first Marlborough painting.
Yeah.
And it was like, that was the one that allowed me. I wouldn't have been able to do that on a blank canvas that I bought. Yeah.
Because it's too sterile.
Yeah,
There was a life already lived somehow.
Yeah.
You know, there's this flavor in it. There's a history already.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's graffiti.
Yeah.
You need a wall to write a tag on.
Yeah.
You know,
no
something,
wall, no.
You know, something has to exist
before
you can exist.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you just keep passing it down.
Yeah. It's interesting. Huh?
Yeah.
How much you love Barcelona? Because I get a feeling you love, like, even just from the Instagram and everything, like when you go around the neighborhood and every once in a while there's pictures of that. I'm like,
oh yeah,
I think my man loves living in Barcelona a whole lot. I think you love it here.
Yeah. I think the lifestyle that it affords you, you know, this part of Spain is really good.
Yeah.
Just in terms of having a decent bottle of wine and, you know, compared to living in a capital.
Right.
Like New York or London or Paris.
Right.
I mean, I lived in London pretty much all my life until I came here. So, you know, by the sea, mountains.
Right. It's lovely. Huh?
Don't really have winter, which is a bonus.
Yeah. Yeah. We have that in common in LA.
Yeah, exactly.
No winters. Yeah. But the one thing we absolutely, it's, how do you say it? Diametrically opposed? Is that the way you say it?
You could say it. Yeah.
As far as it's my second or third time in Barcelona, and last night I walked around a bit. And I'm like, man, this is so comfortable to be on the street.
Yeah.
Every block there's somewhere to chill, somewhere to sit.
Yeah, there's all the terraces. You can sit out all day,
anywhere,
all night, outside,
anywhere,
drinking,
anywhere.
And also, there's no aggro.
And there's no aggro. Yeah, no cops, but no aggro.
I think I've been here at least 5 years.
Yeah,
I've never even seen any aggro.
Yeah.
Compared to.
Yeah, but it's a drinking culture as well.
Yeah, but it's slow drinking.
It's slow drinking. It's wine rather than hurry up and get drunk before.
Well, even if you start early, which happens now and again, it never escalates.
Yeah.
Friends tell me that who come and stay, and you're out on the squares in the evening, just sipping beers, and it's like
no headbutts,
just chill.
No headbutts, zero headbutts,
zero headbutts. There's no broken noses.
Oi, geesh, come on. It doesn't happen. Huh?
No, in England you can just get, I don't know. Sometimes it gets a bit ragged.
What do you account for that? Do you think it's because the southern, the climate's already, no one's really stressed out about it. Is it going to rain again tomorrow, and is it going to freeze and all this shit?
Yeah,
is it that
Mediterranean. It's a little bit of that.
There's a little bit of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Like southern people are more like chilled out or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. And also, I guess they don't have a history of it.
Right.
I mean, when I was growing up in London, in the 70s, in the black and white days, it's very tribal.
Yeah.
I was a heavy metal kid.
Yeah.
So, you'd go like record shopping in Hammersmith. And if there was a gang of skinheads, they would chase you down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the game that was being played.
Yeah, or some punks and they see some mods. It's like
it's on.
Yeah. It was very
us versus them.
Yeah, there was goths. There was all these different kind of tribes.
Right.
And it was very territorial. I remember you'd go to like, teen disco, whatever. Yeah. But because you were a metal kid, you'd come outside afterwards and you'd suddenly be surrounded by a load of casuals and it'd be like, uh-oh. Danger.
Yeah.
But
it was. I remember that. I mean, not that specific thing, but the tribalism.
Yeah.
I remember when I got into when the hip hop kicked in for us, like 1991 something, and you start buying records and everything. Like that really became like, man, I'm really defending this.
Yeah.
Right? Skateboarding and graffiti. I'm defending these three things. And as far as music went, like, even if a chick was singing on a song, R&B, we're like, fuck that noise, man. That's some bullshit. That's some weak shit, right? But very hardcore, very Puritan about things.
Yeah.
Because things were so, I guess subcultural that, I mean, we were sort of fighting for the existence of it, and what we were into, we're going to fucking defend. And if you look anything different than us, then maybe I gotta oppose you or something. Was the early feeling, I think.
Yeah.
Weird shit. And now I listen to like so many different things. I enjoy all kinds of things.
Yeah. But now kids are they're like mega mix. You don't know what they're into.
Yeah.
Because they look like everything.
Then a Britney song.
Yeah, you can't tell. People are just like.
It's cool though. They're very mellowed out, this generation.
Yeah.
They're very open.
They look like
gentle
punk rap skater. I don't know.
Yeah.
Still mashed up now.
Yeah, super mashed up.
It's not so tribal,
Yeah. But now it's like, especially in America, it's like politically there's a lot of tribalism going on.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
It's super ridiculous.
That's just the guys. That will go away.
It'll go away. I think so too. Yeah. It'll sort itself out.
Yeah. I mean, because it's a dead end,
It is a dead end.
It's no kind of, they're not ideologies that you can like live your life by. They're just fake positions that you can present to make yourself appear a certain way.
Right, exactly.
And when we were kids, we did that with the way we dressed and the music we listened to.
Exactly.
And then as you get older, you do it with your output.
Right.
You say, this is who I am creatively. But I guess a lot of young people these days, they don't have that. So they just have to buy an opinion off the shelf.
Yeah. Virtue signal their way in.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So
I think you're
It'll go
exactly
away.
right. I think it's, whatever it is, growing pains, whatever you want to call it, but it'll sort
Oh,
itself
for sure.
out.
Yeah. Well, people as well need to ignore media.
Yeah, I got out of it. I was a news junkie around the Iraq invasion, 2003.
Oh yeah.
That whole thing, the Bush Cheney thing, Wolfowitz, and I was just so fucking involved with it. I went to go to lectures. The engineers that built the World Trade Center had a talk in LA. I went to that. I'm pulling people in. I'm, finding groups and like I'm the guy. I was the annoying, idealist or something, and pulling people in and then all of a sudden I found myself like so fucking unhappy because I was too involved with everything, and then I just realized that I don't actually need to do that.
No.
I can be informed, but there's certain things that are just so much larger than I am.
Well, the point is everything's larger than you.
Right, exactly.
Everything in this universe is larger than you. So there's the only way to get involved or around it is to project personality into that world.
Right.
That is a personal perspective, not one that's rehashed,
parroted,
right.
Or
that the only way you can make a difference in the world by doing something that's real, genuine to yourself, authenticity.
Right.
To be the author of your own destiny and your own. And I think that's very important.
Yeah. I'm 100% with you on that. It goes. It's an inward journey, and it's, what is it that you love so much that you have to create it and share it, and it goes across the board, with friendships all the way to work, all these things.
I mean, not everyone can have that.
Yeah.
Not everyone's creative, or
they don't have the time. They already got sucked into a system where, now there's the job and the expenses and and
people make their own choices.
Yeah, but sometimes they're forced to make them so early because it's if you don't, then you're going to really fall behind, and you better get involved with the company, man. You know what I mean? That's sort of
that's the horrendous thing about the education system.
Yeah,
especially in England.
Yeah,
they kick you out when you're 16 and go, there you go, off you go, then get a job. And it's like, wait a minute. Yeah. I mean, no one tells you, okay, go away for 2 years and find yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, no, 16, get a job.
It's rough.
Why should you get a job?
Yeah. I think maybe
there's plenty of people in the world.
It seems to be running totally fine by itself without my involvement.
Yeah.
This whole, services, goods, accounting, all these things. I think maybe towards the future, in the future, there'll be a lot more time for people to really just find out and check in with themselves and see, what do I really love to do?
Yeah.
And maybe that is plumbing. Maybe that is accounting. Maybe that is something else. But I think the time is going to come where the mundane jobs, like the office things, the things that people complain about, the cliches of like, I hate my boss and I hate my job, that thing.
Yeah.
I think that's going to disappear a bit, the way things are going. With automation of certain things, technology.
You can't automate intelligence.
No, you can't automate that, that's for sure. But you can automate accounting. And
well, good.
Let's not worry about it now.
Yeah. If you need that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Do you have any hobbies?
I don't know.
Are you like a secret hobby? Are you secretly collecting stamps or going fishing?
I don't collect anything.
No?
Well, I don't know. I have some books.
Yeah.
I like books. But no, I don't collect anything. I'm not someone who has I collect something.
Yeah. No, I'm just wondering.
No. Memories are good.
Yeah, memories are good.
Yeah. So, my wife would try and make those.
Yeah.
bit of travel. No, I like to have simple life as possible.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't watched TV for 10 years.
Yeah? Like,
We haven't got one.
Yeah. There's not one. Yeah. That's good. Do you watch a film? Netflix or something?
I've never seen Netflix.
No?
I mean, I'll watch a movie online now.
Yeah. Where do you go for movies?
Well, we go to the cinema.
Oh, yeah.
There's a really great art cinema around
That's
the corner,
good.
which shows all films in their original language.
That's very good.
And
I really appreciate it. I hate overdubs. I hate when people overdub it.
Yeah. So I love cinema. So, but, classics, David Lynch.
Right.
Wong Kar-wai, people like this. So,
Yeah.
But those films are getting less and less.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that'll change as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the TV thing, I stopped having like TV. I think it was also something like 8-9 years ago.
Yeah.
Very good move because it's irresistible to keep clicking through shit. Like it's like a psychological band-aid or something. Like you just feel some sort of weird comfort and then you hate yourself again.
Yeah.
And it's also interesting. What are people up to?
Also, it makes people arrange their furniture very antisocially.
It's true. Well, this is where the TV goes, and then,
and
everything's arranged around
is based around that.
Yeah.
You're like, wow.
It's true. It's so true. It's hilarious. It's crazy. What a thing. It's called programming, right? And that's exactly what's happening.
Well, yeah, that's one way of looking at it. It's a good term.
Programming.
Yeah.
So on tonight's programming.
No, I don't mind watching but that's the thing now. You can, if you want to watch something, you
can just find it.
You can watch it when you want to watch it. Oh, what about that show? You don't need to subscribe to anything.
Yeah.
You don't need to pay anyone.
Yeah. That's ready to go.
Yeah.
So now you're getting. This was interesting. Direction you're going in with the fabric.
Oh yeah.
Right. You're working. You're at the beginning stages of a show, where, well, you'll tell us.
Well, it's an imaginary show,
right?
Because I don't have a gallery to
right.
show it. So we have to manifest these things through,
To making it, yeah.
Yeah. So I work on making like one-off fashion pieces. I've done a few in the past, like kimonos and jackets, but all hand painted, and then I sew them together and make them. So
you know how to properly use a sewing machine?
Properly is a kind of a strong word.
That is maybe, especially in England. That's what properly.
Yeah,
I don't think so, darling.
That's definitely.
But things, you can stitch stuff up.
I can put my foot on the pedal and I can push some fabric through it, and something happens. Yeah. So, I want to build a show which is just hand painted fabrics made into garments.
Right.
So I'm just starting that now.
And do you have any idea?
I mean, I've done a few test pieces, and I've started putting it together. So.
And the garment is to be worn like a one of a kind art piece.
Yeah, it's all one off. No, but it's all going to be wearable.
It's wearable art.
Yeah. I like that.
Not like an object behind a glass frame. That's also cool.
But if some, like the ones like the kimonos, you can actually hang them.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So you can have them on the wall,
right?
But then you can take it off the wall and wear it out,
right? Yeah,
wear it down the post office.
Get a pint of milk.
Exactly.
Right around on the trolley.
Yeah, I think you have to get a liter now.
A liter, yeah.
Yeah, we've all been switched over to decimalization.
Yeah, not in the States yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's no, it's inches, and a very confusing system. Inches and pints and gallons and stuff.
Yeah, when I was a kid, everything was inches.
Yeah.
Now it's all centimeters. Now everything's.
But not in weight. Is it like 4 stone? I never know what a stone is. How big is a stone?
I don't know. I'm 11 stone.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know what 1 is. But they don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
That's gone out.
Oh, it's over?
That's out the window. Yeah.
Did you ever play snooker?
I have done. Yeah. Chelsea Arts Club used to have a snooker table.
I used to love snooker.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Jimmy White and Steve Davis. I had my own pool, snooker cube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was one of those guys for a minute.
It was crazy watching on TV. They were smoking and drinking pints.
Doing lines on the break. Jimmy, unbelievable guy. 180, that's darts. That's the other great English.
That's a whole other story.
Non-export. 180.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. So yeah, man, I love the space you're in here. This is.
Thank you.
We're sitting in a beautiful, beautiful. It's sort of like, imagine your dream loft. This is it, and with the studio attached, fantastic.
Yeah, we were lucky because we got it. This building is from the late 1800s originally, and it used to be a manufacturing. And so, at some point they were doing something heavy. Then it was a sewing factory, which is interesting.
Sewing and you're getting into it.
So we were lucky because we got this floor completely gutted. There was just nothing in it. I mean, there was no windows, bare brick, raw concrete floor, an old smashed tile or something. We had a blank canvas, basically.
That's very nice.
Yeah, so me and my wife just figured out, okay, let's make space.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been together?
I want to say 7 or 8 years. 9, maybe a bit longer.
Yeah.
We've been in here 5.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place, man. I really, really dig the energy.
See this?
And then all the choices. Yeah.
These are railroad tracks.
These beams here?
Yeah.
Oh, I see it now, yeah. Wow. Yeah.
From Scottish Rail.
Yeah.
Because they built some of the rail system in Spain.
No shit.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Because that's the original side of the building with the wooden beams.
Yeah.
And then at some point, I guess in the 30s maybe, it got extended out this way. So they had to shore up this side.
Fantastic.
But then the walls were only 1 brick thick.
Yeah.
So
which was
everything's like fake.
Exactly. So exactly.
To make the depth.
Give the depth, and then the windows. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, we had to have all these handmade or like custom.
Yeah. No, gorgeous place.
And it was all open plan originally, but then we decided. So I designed the bedroom. I just drew it all out, and then we gave it to a
metal worker.
Yeah, and they just made my drawing. Like, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool. It's the same with the bathroom.
Yeah,
like very Japanese. Yeah, I just drew it like, okay, I want it like this.
Fantastic.
But here you can still get everything made like that.
Yeah.
In this neighborhood, you can go and get metalwork and woodwork.
Yeah.
It's cheaper and much more personal.
Yeah.
If you need something made in wood, you can just walk around.
Rather than having to deal with some big company and you're put on the ticket.
Or buy something even off the shelf. Yeah. You can just go walk around, find a little workshop. Be like, hey, can you make me this?
Yeah.
Like, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craftsmanship, like.
Yeah, it still exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
I made this table.
Beautiful. Yes, it's good, man. Like it feels really, really good.
It was the leftover floorboards.
Yeah. Yeah. So I see it now. Yeah.
Got them bonded together, and then I painted it black, and then I went abstract with the sander.
There's a SheOne in here somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, there is.
I know there is, man.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
If you hung it in a gallery, it would be a piece.
It would be. Interesting note on you said you're not working with a gallery. Is that because there's a sort of like a movement where, because we're so accessible now, as makers, as creators, as artists, that sort of like the gallery, which it's a place for exposition, a place for exhibition,
Yeah.
right? And hopefully they have, you know, a body of people that trust
Clients.
exactly
Say the word.
clients
Yeah.
or collectors, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. But in a way, they're just stockbrokers. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
I gave you a few tips
They're
before.
middleman.
You came out good.
Yeah.
Trust me with whatever I'm proposing next. That's it. Essentially,
Yeah.
you know, that's part of what they do. Right. And
Yeah.
so I'm sure you've also noticed that, you know, a million people, especially since the little Banksy waves,
Yes.
have started galleries thinking that, well, all I got to do is rent a space.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
Boom.
Boom. I'm a gallerist, right?
Yeah.
Grand opening, grand closing,
Exactly.
right? And so all the adventures with those types, you know, leave a lot of people, leave a lot of artists sort of like with a bad taste in their mouth. You know, they go out of business before they pay you out. You know, it was just bad organization. There was a lot of talk, con men, and some good feeling.
I've dealt with every variation under the sun.
I know, so have I.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm asking, like, rather than working with a gallery, like it could be more interesting to work with people direct on one end or to self-produce something, right? And maybe you've already done that.
That's...
Or is that something you're considering? Or is there still like a big respect for the right gallery?
It's a bit of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's about making bodies work. So when I finish the fashion collection, if I get it how I want it, then I would like to show that independently.
Right.
But somewhere appropriate.
Right.
I think maybe there's a thing now where you can work with a gallery, but independently just for a one-off,
right,
where you can approach them to say, look, I've got this body of work.
I need a pop-up for 3 days, yeah.
Not even, yeah.
Or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I want to do something.
Right.
And also to pick the city you want to do it in.
Right.
Yeah. Because I want to do that in Paris or I want to do it in Tokyo.
Right.
So you got to think about the work. And
right.
What you're making and where the audience for that is.
Right, exactly. Because it's not, every city is just so different, and you know by now which one is like more receptive to certain ideas and whatever.
Yeah.
It's weird how we know
it's
that.
very nuanced.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
No, but I think that's the way to go. It's just step by step.
Yeah.
Everything requires a certain nuance and personality. Do it like that, you know. I mean, I would have a gallery if there was a gallery who wanted to represent me.
Yeah.
But as it happens, I don't.
But I'm in the same boat.
But I wouldn't go with a gallery just for the sake of it.
Yeah, no.
I need them to come to me,
right,
and get it.
Yeah,
and say, "Oh, fucking
yeah.
I know what's going on here."
Yeah. And that's always weird because it's like, you know, there's a few galleries that are good matches for you, but you just haven't gotten that email.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's been a few, and
there's not a lot. It's not a lot of them. It's only a few.
There's a few.
Me too. Just a few.
I have a hit list.
Yeah.
Where I'm like,
but you can't contact them for some reason. Can't do it.
Like, I would like to show there.
How strange is that? But is it?
It is. Strange.
It's ultimately true.
It's what you need is their accountant or their best friend or their son or something to say to them, "You should show this."
Right. Or maybe another artist that they're showing to say, "Hey,"
or somebody they trust. Right. Somebody they trust.
Exactly.
To say to them, "Shit, you know, you should be showing this."
Yeah.
And it's not even that you're going to sell it. It's just that
it's
you
the proper
should be
venue.
Seen to be representing this.
Exactly.
But
again, back to that perception presentation.
Speaking of manifest, we've just entered a new decade. This is very important. It's 2020.
Unbelievable. I can't believe it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because it means that a tide has turned. We're in a new phase. We're in a new cycle. Because I see the last decade being very similar to the 90s in a way. It was very kind of grungy and mashed up. And like there wasn't any real focus. But now I feel like we've entered this decade. I think we're coming to a time of clarity. And I think people are going to be sick of noise.
Yeah.
And they're going to be looking for some kind of classicism, some kind of class, some kind of not purity, but authenticity.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of noise.
Yeah. And there's been a lot of hype.
A lot of hype.
A lot of hype.
I think hype is now in the ground.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that because I feel that way too.
I feel it just cross-culturally, like music,
everywhere,
art, design.
Yeah. I think there was a big boom starting around like 2005-ish of like, hey,
Yeah.
And then a lot of things popped up, but like a good sauce that's reduced or reduction, right? What's left, right? And what's left was actually happening before.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's still here now.
Yeah.
That matters somehow.
I think longevity matters.
Yeah, it matters.
And class.
It does.
It's like, wait, this is still, and it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
People who are still doing the same thing have just stuck to their guns.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so happy for like Futura right now.
He's popping heavy right now.
Every day he's like, ta-da, next thing, next collab.
Yeah. He's popping heavy.
And it's like, finally,
Yeah, exactly.
Because when I met him, he was a cycle messenger.
Yeah. He was a bike messenger in New York.
Yeah.
In the 90s.
Yeah.
I know.
And it was just like...
But he was already Futura, and he had like Project Dragon and a couple of other things, Future Laboratories. He did already...
It was just before then.
Yeah.
It was before he
right before. But he did the album covers for James Lavelle already.
Yeah, that's where I met him, at Mowax.
By the way, I was dying to ask you. I think I just figured out that you did the design for DJ Crush out of Japan.
Yeah,
that was you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bananas. I love DJ Crush.
Yeah, he's dope, man.
And if you don't know, whoever's listening to this, guys and girls, check DJ Crush. Wow. You want to feel some shit? Careful. Don't listen to it when you're depressed.
There's a lot to check.
There's a lot to check. But that was you, huh?
I did his last album,
Yeah.
It was one of my tape spray cans.
Yeah, unbelievable.
That was the cover.
But the type 2, I think you did.
Yeah,
the original DJ Crush typography.
I wrote Crush tag, and then I wrote Kizeki, the name of the album.
Yeah.
In my hand style.
Yeah. How did that come about? Because you have a strong relationship with Tokyo and Japan, right?
I don't know. I have a sort of kind of abstract relationship.
Right.
I have a lot of appreciation.
Yeah.
I have a good audience.
Right.
There's something about Asian, same in Singapore and China to an extent. There's something in what I do resonates with that Asian brain.
Yeah, I think so.
But the Crush thing, we met each other. I met him 20 years ago, but he doesn't speak any English. So I hung out with him a bit, toured when he was here with Shadow, and was in that kind of malaise.
Yeah. When Introducing came out.
Yeah, exactly.
What an album also, by the way.
Yes. Fuck. Yeah. I did a cover for Shadow. It never came out.
What?
Yeah, I was really annoyed by that.
Yeah, of course.
What?
Like you do a great performance, but you're cut out of the movie. It's like, hey, I didn't,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing that again. No, but I was lucky on the Crush one because the label approached me and said, because they've seen the image of the can on my Instagram.
Right.
And were like, that's the cover.
Nice.
I was like, dude.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
No, that's all good.
Yeah. That's bam.
Yeah. And then last year he came over to do a performance and I was doing a painting for it. And I didn't know we were staying in the same hotel.
This was where?
It was in London.
London, yeah.
Last year. And so I'm in the hotel and I see a guy in the bar wearing one of my jackets that I've designed.
No way.
With one of my camos. I was like, and it was like an Asian guy. Like, oh shit, it's one of my old jackets. And he turns around and it was DJ Crush.
Oh, man.
Easy.
Oi, mate.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Sweet.
Beautiful. What a way to connect again,
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
So, we sat and had a beer.
Yeah.
Managed to get through that.
Yeah. There's now that I think about it, there is a lot of parallels between you and Futura, you know?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You know, with the aesthetic
Yeah.
in
I
a
think
certain way.
I think I've been, I don't know if accused is the right word, but of being the European future.
But now that I think about it, you know, similar generation.
I'll take that.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. You know?
Well, he's a big influence on my...
Also non-figurative? Both non-figurative?
Well, no, he does his...
He does have the... Yeah, that's true.
He does the point man.
That's true.
Which allows him to do another avenue.
That's right. That's right.
Breakout, you know.
But there's a similar, you know, there's a parallel there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. But because he painted the first abstract whole car.
Right.
On the subway system. Yeah. You know, and so he was the guy who made me realize, just paint.
Yeah, exactly.
Spray
just
paint. Medium is the message.
Yeah. Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm too into my lettering to go that far.
Yeah. I wonder how many people know that it's lettering.
I don't know. I guess.
You know?
Yeah.
Because like upon first view, one would not think that they're looking at letters. They're so like abstracted and deconstructed that it maybe it's not important that people know. You know?
Not really.
Again, what you said before,
but people must have felt the same way, like in medieval times when they were looking at scriptures written by the monks who kept the libraries, and they made these elaborate pages,
right?
You know, with the big
quill
scripts.
Yeah.
I mean, people couldn't read in those days.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have known.
Imagine that. Yeah.
What they were looking at.
Yeah.
To even be typography.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I think
interesting point. Yeah. Very interesting point. They couldn't even read to distinguish between one type and another. They just took it as what would you call that? What's the word for that? Something gram, pictograms or something.
Yeah. Because originally they had books of pictograms,
right,
that they would pass around,
right,
that would have like in symbols for things, and that's how people learned,
right,
was by pointing at symbols,
right,
and that's how you got the original iconography of like the crafts. It's from these pictogram books that were passed around, and then that became language.
Yeah,
because obviously each picture had a word associated with it.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. Like most people can't play guitar,
right?
But they know a fucking dope riff when they hear it.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
Very good point.
When the levee breaks, when that kicks in, or Kashmir, you're like, shit. Yeah.
You don't need to pick up a guitar.
You don't know. You don't need to perceive what it's like.
It's visceral. It's known to you without the technicality of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's sense, isn't it? Sense data.
Right. Yeah.
Sense data is important.
Yeah. I love that, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that's how I respond to art.
Mm.
I know what it is when I see it, when it makes me feel something.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it is. You know, if I see a Christopher Wall, it's like, oh, shit. Even if it's very simple, or it's like, okay, I know what that is. I know that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Like, as an artist, sometimes a bit jealous.
Yeah, no, I know.
But as a person...
The big black type on the white canvas.
Yeah. But as a person, it makes me feel good.
Yeah. I love it too.
Yeah. So
make your own game.
Yeah. So that's weird because I think I painted that before I saw Christopher Wall.
Oh, yeah?
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
it very well could be. You know, there's things in the ether that are ready for download, you know.
Oh, I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely, I don't know what they call it, synchronicities, zeitgeist, whatever it is. But I think things are in the air.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I think things are shared.
Yeah.
So it's very easy.
And you don't need
for people to accidentally be doing the same thing at the same time.
I agree with that.
Because it's just the way the stars align.
Yeah, I believe that. Once it's discovered, it's discoverable.
Yes.
Right? And you may not be the first, but who knows what, the first person was to discover a certain thing.
It's not important.
It's not important. It's just up there now.
Important.
Yeah, it's sort of like the spirit internet, the creative, like, what do you call that? The telepathic download library or something. I don't know.
The Matrix.
The Matrix. Yeah.
Well, people have to remember that life did go on before the internet.
Yeah.
And it is still going on without the internet. Yeah.
It's hard to imagine life without the internet. And we lived a good chunk of our lives before the internet.
It's quite easy to live without it.
Yeah.
Like,
do you
just mentally.
Do you try to keep yourself away from it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? I have a feeling you do, yeah.
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
to retain.
if you don't have a gallery, then Instagram is my gallery.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but it's good to have discourse.
Right.
Yeah. What I really want is someone to leave me a comment saying, this is fucking rubbish. Do you know what I mean? But that doesn't happen, does it?
That's going to happen right after we air this.
Well, good. Because, there isn't much honest discourse online.
They say if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all.
That's
because I feel like saying.
That's why they invented Facebook.
Because it's so like I've never. I think, like, honestly, I've given like a thumbs up and emojis and like, oh, I'm so happy for you. But like, other than that, I think I've left one comment in my life. Which is why my internet life, let's say, since 2005 or 6. That was sort of like, I mean, not even, it was not even fully negative or something, but I feel like doing it, a lot. But then I know that we get into a thing where there's going to be a smart comeback, and then and then all the time I get something.
There's no point in going down that road. You need to wait until you see the person.
Right. And then also like be at a level where that's even welcomed or even important to share.
It is important because that's what friends are for.
Right, but if that person's not your friend,
especially now because we're all dispersed.
Right.
My friends are in New York, they're in London, they're in Paris, they're all over the shop.
Right.
So you can't be hanging out all the time in each other's studios going, that's not very good. You need to try harder, son, or you've done better than that, or I'm not like. You have those conversations with your friends when you're actually in those situations.
But that's hard to do.
You can't do it online.
Let's say if someone's just visiting, for a week, let's say, and they come by, let's say, just hang out, have a bunch of dinners, and then, after a bottle of wine, come into you and someone says that.
But I have had that. Yeah, I've had a gallerist
but
come and say, I don't like these. I don't get it. And it's fine. It's like almost, that's good.
It is good. It is good. But at the same time, it's like you knew it already on some level.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what goes back to what I said before, where you have to make more work to end up with the good stuff.
Yeah. Make 10, end up with 1 or 2.
If you're lucky.
Right. If you're lucky.
Yeah. You can't just be banging out everything. Like, ta-da.
Yeah. I mean that then it's not good for the being. It's not good for your ego.
I mean, even artists that I really like Julian Schnabel is probably my favorite painter.
Right.
But
and also a really good filmmaker.
Well, yeah. Jesus, come on, Basquiat movie.
And the other one, the Butterfly and the Diving Bell.
Great.
Fantastic film.
Yeah. I mean, I love his work, but
and Basquiat also. It's a sort of like I go to it to feel excited about my own life again sometimes. When Basquiat in that film gets the studio and they play that jazz thing.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets the studio, and it kicks in and then it switches over, to old school hip hop song. I forget which one it is now.
I think, but what I was saying was like, I love Schnabel, but I don't like everything he does.
Right. And that's okay.
Yeah. I only have to like a few of his works to be like, yes, same with Richard Prince. Or, it's like,
who do you like in the sort of, contemporary urban or street or whatever? Is there anyone that you're like, man, this fucker is onto something? Maybe a younger kid or something that's like, man, there anyone that you've seen that you're like, this is something?
For the sake of the podcast, I'm shaking my head.
He's a proper geezer. That's good. That's honest.
Off the top of my head, no.
No, good.
No. Street art is a strange anomaly.
Yeah, it comes up on this podcast quite a few times.
Of course.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, there's people I love, like Nick Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's right here when we walk in. Yeah. He's got a personalized piece here.
Nick's fucking great.
Yeah.
Because I get it.
Yeah.
You know, sensibility.
Because you also know him. You're good friends with him. And, you know, that changes things also.
Well,
you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we have those honest conversations.
Right.
You know, about pull this back, don't do that.
Remember when we were in Bristol? Oh no, you weren't. Were you in Bristol too? Oh no, you were. We met each other in Cambridge.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. But he was in Bristol for See No Evil that Inky put on.
Yeah.
That's like right after Cambridge.
Yeah.
And Nick did a fucking stencil or some shit on a building that was, I think it was 20 stories tall.
Yeah, then I did the underneath.
And you were there.
No, I did it after.
Oh, okay, I see.
did it the next year.
Yeah.
But, you know, he had the can dripping.
Yeah.
So I did a piece coming out of that drip.
My mind was so blown. I'm like, I'm not living right now. I mean, this is a dream state. This guy, he found some sort of a cherry picker.
Yeah.
The tallest one.
Yeah.
The tallest one I've been on.
Close the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tallest one I've been on, pissing in my boots, was 8 stories. Right. This was something I've never seen this machine.
No, it's ridiculous.
And he was up there and he was banging it out, man. And I'm like, how the fuck is he doing this shit?
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. So sorry, little segue.
We have a mad history. We've done some funny shit. I mean, like one time we were both going through some personal things, you know, and he was like, fuck it, should we go to Paris for the weekend bombing? And I'm like, yeah, I'm down. So we just met at the Eurostar on a Friday.
Nice.
And it was fucking, it was like cold. There was snow in Paris.
Yeah, fuck it.
We had like a 3-day plan, and he called his guy in Paris to hook us up like a box. So we arrive at the hotel, and there's a big box of paint. Nick's got stencils, and we're like, okay, tomorrow we're going to go this street, then this street.
All planned out. Yeah.
And then the next day we're going to this street. And we bombed in broad daylight every day. We did like collab stencils.
Did you have a fluorescent vest on?
Nick did, yeah.
Yeah, that's always a good. Oh, it's okay. They're official.
And it was winter, but it was the weekend. So we were painting on Saturday, like Sunday, and going out to Le Baron every night.
Le Baron, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, we both just needed it at that time.
Just like, little.
Yeah.
Extracurricular.
Just blatant daytime, like piecing.
And then get lit at Le Baron every night, which was a fun place.
Yeah, because we went 3 nights in a row, and on the 3rd night, when we were drinking McAllister's whiskey, the guy was like, "No, we're out."
You drank it all.
Yeah,
By the way, there's a bill here, and you're like, "Give it to Andre."
Yeah, exactly. Andre will sort it.
Yeah.
On the plus side, on the 3rd night, I met my wife.
No shit. You guys met in Paris. Huh?
Yeah.
Nice. So, big up to Nick. Big up to Paris. Big up to Amour.
Word.
And I think...
big up to Andre.
And big up to you, man. I really appreciate you doing this.
That's cool.
I think we got it.
Good.
Yeah, much love to you, my man.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye, everybody. Oh, before we go, where can people find you online? Very important.
At Black Atelier.
At Black Atelier, and I will post it in the show notes. So if you don't know, now you know, my man. Peace. Bye. Boom! That was SheOne. Hope you dug that. I know I did. As always, we're on Instagram at Happy No Fear, and I'm of course at The Art of Chase. Hope everyone's staying safe out there and washing your hands. I wonder how many OCD cases are going to result out of this compulsive hand washing. But you should wash your hands anyway, and your ass too. You know how that go. In any case, stay safe, and see you next week. Bye bye.